Hi, welcome back to AutoReview. My name is Patrick, and before we go to this beautiful car, if you're interested in Cadillac, please check out the video of the ATS sedan that I've reviewed and the CTS from last year as well, if you're looking for a sedan. If you're looking for a coupe, this is the car you want to go for, or this is the one you want to consider. But before we go there as well, please subscribe to the channel on top. Okay, so now this one is the brand new 2015 Cadillac ATS Coupe Performance with a 3.6 liter V6 engine, producing 321 horsepower and 372 Newton meters of torque. 0 to 100 in just roughly 5.5 seconds. Top speed, unfortunately, there is no information about this so far because the car is brand new, no one tested it yet. So what can I tell you about the car? So as you have seen the ATS already, this one is the coupe version. So what they've done, obviously they removed 2 doors and made a coupe out of it, and I have to say it looks very, very good. I like the form of it. This one comes on 18-inch wheels, and later this year in 2015 there's going to be the V version released of it, which is going to have a big punch engine in it, so that's going to be a lot of fun to drive, and I hope I can review that one for you as well then later. But back to this one, so let's hop inside. I'll show you the interior, the boot, and as usual then we go on the road. One more thing before I forget, so why am I hiding here? Actually, usually this is only the summer location, or the location which I kind of use in summer when it's hot. It's not hot. We have a huge sandstorm outside. I'm going to put some footage in the video when we're going to drive, and you're going to see it as well from the inside. But you can see the car is very, very dusty, and I'm sorry for that. I tried to record it yesterday, however it was sandstorm. I thought it's going to be better today, but it's actually worse than yesterday. So you'll see how it looks actually to drive in a sandstorm in Dubai. So tune in for that and wait for it later in the video. Okay, so the ATS Coupe from inside, pretty much the same setup, or actually exactly the same setup as in the sedan version. The difference though is we have a thicker steering wheel, which feels really, really nice and solid. I like that. And what I felt as well is when I was reviewing the ATS sedan last year, I wasn't really impressed with the touch-sensitive buttons. Somehow they made it work much better this year. So the 2015 models have way easier to use button, and for example on the steering wheel we have physical buttons, which is really, really good rather than touch buttons. One highlight I always want to highlight is this hidden compartment, and what they've done as well for this year is, unfortunately it doesn't work with my iPhone. However, if you have a phone that has wireless charging, you can just put your phone inside here on top and it charges your phone wirelessly. Great feature. I love something like this. Now I have to upgrade my phone actually for doing something like that, but this has it and it will work. And in case you have an old school phone like me, unfortunately you have a USB port as well inside where you can charge your phone. Space wise, it's very comfortable. What I really like is I can pump up the seats. Let me see if I can show it to you. I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but the sides I can actually pump up to make it more sporty, more comfortable, or if you're a bigger person, you need more space, you can do as well. Space-wise as well in the head, the seat is on the bottom basically, I can't go lower. So you see I'm quite limited, I'm 184, so if you're 190 you might have a problem, you will have to put the seat a bit in the back. But for me it's still fine, I didn't feel I had any problems so far. Build quality is amazing. Now this one comes in 2 different versions in Dubai. Actually not 2 different versions, it's actually 1 version, but from the color choices. If you have a dark color, you have a light interior, for example this one is gray, you can have it in beige as well, you will have the wood trim and leather on top. If you go for the light color like white car outside, you'll have a red leather for example, or Bordeaux leather, and instead of the wood you have carbon fiber, which looks amazing, and on the sides you have suede leather plus normal leather as well. So it really depends on what you like. Here in Dubai or in the Middle East, people like the white cars with red interior, so you'll have the carbon fiber. And one thing that I would like to highlight as well, everything that looks metal is metal. Everything looks wood or carbon fiber is wood or carbon fiber. The pedal shifts, for example, are magnesium. So Cadillac is going really the high way of well built with good materials. I couldn't find a flaw in this car. It's really, really well built. The design is nice. I really like, for example, this V design that you find here, you find in the center console, you find around the car, the design of the bonnet, for example. So that is really, really well done. So let me show you quickly how much space we have in the back. Because it's a coupe, we still have 2 seats in the back, and I'll show you how practical it is or not. And then we have the boot, and then we drive into that sandstorm. Okay, so let me actually tell you right away a first thing. What makes it difficult to get into the car is the seat belt. You have that lever here, and then the rest of the seat goes electric. However, as you can see the belt, you can see it there as well, you cannot attach it or take it off, so you have to climb over that belt into the car. So let me just see how it works. So now I'm 184 tall, as you can see my head is touching. I have a little bit of space they made here because we still have a sunroof as well that ends here. However, as you can see, I'm not able to sit in this car in the back. So space was maybe for the feet, that would be fine if the driver is not too tall. We have two cup holders, armrest, speakers on the side, a little hook on left and right, but however my head just doesn't fit. I would have to cut my head off or be something like 165, maybe 160, and that's pretty much it. So it's very limited. We have 112 volt here and a power socket, which is amazing. That's great, so you can put some stuff in the back, and two air vents as well. However, we cannot readjust the temperature. So that's pretty much it. Let me show you the boot. Okay, so the ATS Coupe front and back, as you can see, the line goes really nice. We have this very sporty character of the car. What I really love are the rear lights. My God, sandstorm is affecting my English. The rear lights, very sleek with all LED. Then the ATS on the left side, and Liberty, thank you much for providing a car to me. You'll find them on Czech Side Road with Opel together, right next to Golden Diamond Park, so check them out. Then the 3.6 on the side, and what I really like is like this little detail of having Cadillac engraved, I would say, into this metal part here. And what I mentioned as well, the V in the interior. We have the V shape here, you have the V shape here, so it really continues, the design continues throughout the car. Dual exhaust on left and right, and you'll hear it, you heard it right in the beginning of the video. This car sounds amazing from outside and from inside. Okay, so let's open the boot. We have a reversing camera in the coupe, and the boot is actually quite spacious. The loading hole, let's call it this way, is kind of narrow. We have a little bit of protection here, plus this, but this part is not protected. Loading height is not too bad, and this is my 80 centimeter slider, as I usually show you, and it fits inside here, and obviously fits inside this way. So the boot is actually pretty spacious for a car like this. We have a battery on the left side, or some electronic stuff on the left side, and a little tray on the right if you have some loose stuff that doesn't want to fly around. That's it. Let's hit the road. So let's drive the ATS Coupe. And the first thing I have to say about the driving is the sound. Listen to it. The sound of this car is just amazing. I love it. Honestly, I love it. It's a V6 and it sounds amazing. Yeah. The sound is gorgeous, really. I can't say anything bad about it. And that is something that I've seen and heard as well in the other Cadillac reviews, the cars that I was driving. So the ATS sedan and the CTS sedan. These cars, sorry for my English today, really. These cars are really made for sporty driving, fun driving, drivers who enjoy driving and listening to the cars, especially listening. Now, we have a 6-speed auto transmission with the manual option, either shifting through the gear knob or shifting with the pedals here. Actually, let me put the traction on because we had it off, just in case, because it's very, very sandy, very windy, and this car has a lot of torque, rear-wheel drive, as you have seen already. However, if you go through a corner quick, I discovered yesterday that the car actually cuts off the power if you have the traction control on. Not quite sure how it would behave if the traction is off. I assume it still would have some influence in it. However, if you go too quick into a corner and the steering angle is too high, it kind of cuts off the power to prevent the car from drifting. You can obviously do it still if you turn off the traction and brutally turn the wheel, but you will not be able to really drift through a corner. I haven't tried it. but I doubt it will be possible, because from what I've experienced yesterday, when the traction was on and I went a little bit too fast in the corner, nothing really happened. The car stabilized itself, which is actually a good thing considering that most people don't know how to drive, or to drift, or to handle a car in a situation like this. The sound is just amazing. I could drive the whole day like this, which would result in a higher fuel consumption. So let's talk about the fuel consumption. I have brought it down to 6.5 kilometers per liter. That is roughly 15 to 16 liters per 100 kilometers. Now, if we cruise, let's set the cruise control to 90. What do we have? We will have, now it's just 17, 16, 15, approximately 15, I think. On a highway at 120 it was approximately 12. So that would mean you have approximately 8 liters per 100 kilometers, between 8 to 16. It depends on how you drive, obviously. Now, that's on the side. Then, price-wise. Price for this one is 205,000 dirham in Dubai, which is roughly 43,000 euro, depends on the currency exchange course. You have to decide if this is good or not. I think for the quality of build in this one here, for the materials used, for the driver assist systems, which I'm going to explain to you in a moment, and for the engine, it's a fair deal. Now, Cadillac is trying to position themselves upmarket towards the German brands, which are BMW, Audi and Mercedes. I think BMW is the one they are trying to target mostly because of the sportiness they have in the car, as well with the sound and having rear-wheel drive. So from that point of view, they increased the prices, I think last year or the year before, and positioned themselves upmarket, which they've done with the CTS especially. That backfired a little bit because from what you've seen online, what you can read is that the sales numbers dropped. So what they've done now, there are new versions available. For example, the CTS, just on the side here, CTS, which is the Bold version, which has a little bit less equipment, like a sunroof, for example, is not there, and certain things to bring the price down and get the people into the brand of Cadillac and buying a Cadillac. So this one is the very first of the coupes for the ATS. I'm not quite sure how much the German competition costs in comparison, but I think it's a good price. I'm sure for 200,000 dirham you'll get a 3 Series BMW. However, it won't be a V6 powered 320 horsepower range of car, and that is something you have to consider. So you get more car for less money, or more car for the same amount of money. Then, coming back to the coupe here. Okay, so what I like about the driving, I said, is the sound. It handles very well. It has sportiness, but still very safe. What I mentioned with the traction control and rear-wheel drive and everything. And oh my god, I mean, you can see it here. Maybe there, I'm not quite sure. I'm literally driving through sand. It's like I'm going dune bashing, off-roading without the off-road part. This is amazing. I mean, this is one of the worst sandstorms I've seen so far since I'm living in Dubai, and this is quite a couple of years. Okay, so we have to be a little bit careful here. We have memory seats. We have blind spot assistant, which I really like. We have the little LED in the mirrors, which is very handy for people who just are a little bit stupid and don't see that the blinker is on all the time. So if they don't see it here, they might see it there because it's kind of bright in the evening. Then we have obviously electric seats, and I mentioned as well this part on the side that supports your back. You can pump it up and pump it back, so either comfortable or sporty. Steering wheel is a bit thicker, which I really like. It's really nice to grip. Driver assistance, in addition to the blind spot assistant, we have lane departure system, which you will feel in the seat vibrating. The seat as well vibrates in correspondence to the parking, reverse parking, or the parking sensors, so it will indicate that you're coming close, which is a really nice feature. I like that. Then we have a collision warning. Now, in this one is a collision warning. I was told by Cadillac, by Liberty, that within 2 months time frame, around April 2015, they will have the same car with the head-up display at no extra cost. So if it's something that you really want, just check one out or order one already, because I'm pretty sure these cars are going to go quick. We have, as I said, front rider. We have front and rear parking sensors. We have reverse camera, which is nice and bright. It shows you the lanes when you turn, which is good. However, we do not have the cameras, for example, we have in the big cars. But you don't really need it. It's very easy to drive this car. It's very easy to park this car. If you put it in reverse, the mirror goes down, so you'll see the curb to avoid that you hit the curbs. We have a little storage here where you can put the key. Regarding the key, actually, let me get it out. So that's the key. So we can open and close, obviously. We can start the engine, so you lock the car when the car is parked. You lock it once, you hold it, this arrow here, for a few seconds, and the engine will start, and as well you can stop it. If you press twice on the boot, it will pop open the boot, however it will not open the boot. And we have the alarm button, so that key fits very nicely in here. Then, as I mentioned, we have this hidden compartment here with the wireless charging, which is great, and a USB. In addition to that, we have a compartment here for pen, 2 USBs and SD cards, 2 cup holders. This one you cannot close. Storage compartment for the glove box is okay, decent size, but one thing I don't understand is they have this book for the Cadillac here, and it doesn't really fit in here because it's too big on either side. Yeah, so it has to be on the side, which, well, I don't know. Then electric windows, we have a power sunroof. One thing that I always like, but I forget in a lot of videos, so I apologize for a few cars. We have illuminated mirrors and that thing. This is such a simple tool just to close the gap from the sun, and a lot of manufacturers, even the high-class manufactured German ones, do not do that in certain of their car, in some of their car models. Another thing that I really like is the mirror here. It's very sleek. It pretty much has no plastic around. It's just very slim. And this one and the left mirror, they tint dark in the evening when you have the light falling on. So this is really nice. Then we have power roof, as I said. Space in the back, you've seen, is limited. I cannot sit in the back because my head is too tall, so I have to cut my head off. Or you take basically people that are below 65. Cruise control we have. Front radar we have, that I mentioned. We have the controls here, and what I like as well is these are physical buttons here. Yeah. We have the collision warning in different settings, 3 different settings, 4 off and 3 3 sensitive settings. Phone, radio in here. Then the touchscreen works very good, and these touch sensitive buttons, they work pretty good as well, which I like. Navigation is 3D, which is nice. You have a little Cadillac from the top, which you see. That is nice. However, you can see now we have quite a lot of sand here. Sorry for that. Now it's a bit confused. Reset. So you can find that you can pinch to zoom. You can zoom here, which is nice. If you get close to the screen, the buttons basically pop up. After a few seconds, they go away. This works much better than before. Before, this was not very easy to use. And in general, there's a collision warning. Good that we had it, so I can show it to you as well. In general, the build quality is, I have to say, it's better than the one from the ATS sedan that I've reviewed last year. There was something with the seat last year, you can see as well. So this one they have really fixed, and I can see they're really trying hard to go up market. And so far what I've seen from the Coupe here, they are successful with it because it is well built. It's really well built. The materials are really nice. The shift pedals are really nice. The drive experience is fantastic. I really can't fault anything. It's very comfortable. It's sporty and comfortable at the same time. Now this one, for example, compared to the Infiniti, what was that? Infiniti QX70S Elite Sport that I had like a week or 2 weeks back. The shift pedals here are actually attached to the steering wheel. There the shift pedals were actually attached to the console, so they didn't turn. So this is what I mentioned in that video as well. It really depends on what you prefer. In my opinion, when you're driving on a track, I don't think people will take this car on a track. When you're driving on a track, it's all about having the right gear in place before you hit the corner. So I don't know if it's better to have them on the steering console or on the steering wheel, but that's something. Okay, price-wise I said 205,000, and that's pretty much it. Sorry, it was a little bit long, and I really apologize for the car being dirty, but I hope you see it in the video how freaking dusty it is. And sandstorm, that looks like Mission Impossible 4, to be honest. This is like a big sandstorm, yeah. And the further you get out of the city, the worse it gets, because we have more sand there in the dunes. But so if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Check the links below to the Facebook site with pictures of the car and all the other reviews I've done as well. Give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, comment below, and I will see you next time. Cheers!